Coming up next on Making Moves, we have two updates on two major JTA road construction projects. One wrapping up on the west side and one in the intracoastal west section of town that is just getting underway.
Our goal is to ensure that the San Pablo Road is less congested, more accessible, and safer for you and your families.
We'll meet the Jax Chambers Small Business Leader of the Year and find out how JTA helped her take her business to the next level.
Throughout that process, the JTA office for procurement were awesome. They were very helpful.
One of the architects of downtown Jacksonville's recent resurgence has joined the JTA Board of Directors. We'll introduce you to a JTA bus operator who knows a little something about driving safely. You won't believe what he's accomplished during his 35-year career.
Think about JTA's mission to provide safe, reliable, efficient, and sustainable transportation. The first word there is safe. It is such an amazing accomplishment.
Then, some JTA employees get a free car wash. We'll explain why and who did the washing. These stories and more are all coming up right now on Making Moves.
Welcome to Making Moves. I'm Bill Milnes. Thanks for joining us today. We begin with two major construction projects, one on the west side, now open for business, and the other in the intracoastal west section of Jacksonville that is just getting started. Both are some of the final pieces of JTA's MobilityWorks program. On the west side, the waiting is over for residents and businesses along Collins Road as they now enjoy a new expanded roadway with an impressive list of amenities. As Making Moves senior correspondent Eugene Lindsay reports, JTA made it official with the ceremonial ribbon cutting. The new roadway is a game changer in this growing neighborhood by making it safer and more efficient.
Thank you so much for joining us, and now it's my pleasure to welcome City Council member Randy DeFore from District 14. Thank you.
It's a celebration that's been years in the making, the completion of the Collins Road Improvement Project on Jacksonville's west side of town. Because of inclement weather outside, guests from surrounding neighborhoods along with local and state representatives gathered inside at the Argyle Church of Christ to mark the occasion.
But the interesting thing is we say, when it would be better if it was a sunny day, but it's also great to see the work that you did in a challenging day, right? Because you can see the drainage, you can see how these cars are moving very easily on these roads. So to me, it's a great day, all right?
1, 2, 3.
Construction of the nearly $24 million redesigned project along Collins Road began almost 4 years ago, back in 2019. It spans 4 miles from Rampart Road to Old Middleburg Road, a route thousands of commuters in this bustling west side community travel every day.
This is a very monumental day in terms of this project. Collins Road, I kind of equate it to doing heart surgery on a marathon runner in the middle of the Boston Marathon, because 20,000 people use this roadway on a daily basis. So how do you do that level of construction and expansion and rehabilitation and modification, and at the same time allow people to truly get to where they need to get to seamlessly and without a lot of discomfort?
And JTA's CEO Nat Ford went on to thank the people who live along the construction route for their patience during this rather extensive rehab project, and he also thanked his outreach team for keeping them in the loop, reminding them that once Collins Road was complete, they would have a world-class roadway.
We reconstructed Collins Road between Old Middleburg Road and Rampart Road to 4 lanes. So we went from 2 lanes to 4 lanes. You now have these nice landscaped raised medians in the middle of the road project. We added 8 miles of bike lanes 8 miles of bike lanes. We got in the drainage business. We went from an open drainage to a closed drainage system, and we added sidewalks and improved the sidewalk accessibility. So there was something for everyone. There was something for the automobile driver, there was something for the bicyclist as well as the pedestrian, and a truly complete streets strategy in terms of delivering this project.
Now that the Collins Road expansion project is complete and free from all of the barricades and bulldozers, drivers say it's a welcome relief and a much-needed change.
It just was always a lot of traffic all the time.
And how is it now?
It's much better.
I mean, it was pretty backed up before. They finally finished, I guess, all the surveying and everything and opened up all the cones, so it's a lot nicer now.
I have no problem in going up there, and as you can see, the traffic, the lighting, see it's open. You wouldn't see that. So I love it, because I'm going to go to there and get on and go, and ain't no traffic. I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
On the west side, Eugene Lindsay, JTA Making Moves.
On the other side of Jacksonville, in the intercoastal west section of town, JTA officials kicked off its final MobilityWorks project on San Pablo Road. Plans here call for a much-needed continuous turn lane that will allow residents to more easily enter and exit the many housing developments along San Pablo. Rivertown Church along South San Pablo Road played host to the official groundbreaking for the San Pablo Road expansion project. It's a project unlike many others in JTA's MobilityWorks portfolio in that the roadway itself is tight and doesn't leave much room for the needed expansion. On a typical day here, residents along San Pablo struggle to enter and exit their housing developments due to a lack of a substantial turning lane. Traffic backs up quickly, leaving motorists frustrated, something Jacksonville City Councilman Nick Howland knows all too well.
I've lived just 2 miles from here for about 15 years. I have friends in Osprey Point, in Ibis Point, off Aqua Vista. I know it takes a lot longer now to make a left out of Castaway Island Preserve than it did 15 years ago, believe me. And just imagine how long it takes to make a left out of Captain Hook Drive. I know not to drive north between Beach and Atlantic at 8 a.m. or at 3 p.m. when Alamacani is taking kids in or letting them out.
20,000 vehicles use the San Pablo Road corridor on a daily basis. And while other roads in this area have a similar volume, San Pablo is only 2 lanes with few turn lane options. Councilman Holland says the expected growth in Jacksonville over the next 10 years will only worsen the traffic issues in places like San Pablo Road.
We were 1 million people at the 2020 census. We'll be about 1.3 million at the 2030 census. That growth will bring enhanced home values. It'll bring new schools, new restaurants, new activities, new developments, but it also brings change. And that change we're seeing right here in San Pablo. It needs to be widened. We need safer streets. We need better drainage. We need better lighting.
So JTA planners and engineers have made finding a solution to that problem a critical element of this project. One of the critical issues is adding a dedicated center lane that will eliminate the backups when vehicles need to turn into the many housing developments along the corridor.
Our goal is to ensure that the San Pablo Road is less congested, more accessible, and safer for you and your families.
It is going to be challenging. I'm going to say that right from the very beginning. We're trying to make sure that we mitigate those challenges to this community and the impacts, and we literally have 20,000 vehicles that traverse through this corridor on a daily basis, and we have to find a way to keep that traffic moving seamlessly and safely while we do this major construction project.
While admitting that a project of this magnitude will be difficult on such a small corridor, JTA CEO Nat Ford was already looking ahead to the day he and the residents here can cut the ribbon and celebrate a new, more efficient San Pablo Road.
Once completed, I think we're all going to be right back here celebrating the ribbon cutting, and at that ribbon cutting, we'll recognize that we've added a dedicated center lane, so we reduce the number of backups in this corridor.
When Making Moves continues, we'll tell you how a JTA program is helping dozens of local small businesses grow and thrive.
You are exposed to different types of opportunities that sometimes smaller minority businesses are not able to access.
And we'll introduce you to the newest member of the JTA Board of Directors. Imagine driving a 40-foot bus over 1 million miles. Now, imagine doing it and never once having an accident. Videographer Jeffrey Leeser profiles JTA bus operator Ron Parson, whose 35-year career has been accident-free.
Stay focused. You may be able to work 35 or 40 years and be fortunate enough not to have an accident. I'm just blessed. And you know, I think, I know I'm a good driver.
These stories and more still to come when Making Moves returns.
STEM is the discipline of hard numbers, precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to get messy or just mess it up. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to try. Dare to fail. Dare to keep daring. Dare to learn the difference between organic, sedimentary, and non-foliated metamorphic rock. Get outside, find those rocks. Dare to be homeroom famous, a high school fable. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. And for the love of STEM, dare bigger. Dare to code, dare to invent, dare to explore, dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
You're watching Making Moves, honored by the Florida Public Transportation Association with its 2021 First Place Award for Electronic Media.
Welcome back to Making Moves. The JTA takes great pride in its Disadvantaged Business Enterprise program. The authority's DBE program certified more than 50 new businesses in just the past 15 months and helps ensure that these small minority and women-owned businesses can have success in the competitive business market. As Making Moves correspondent Vicky Gutierrez tells us, one JTA certified business owner has been so successful, she was honored by the Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce as its 2022 overall Small Business Leader of the Year.
Longtime business owner Printella Bankhead is thankful.
Very humble, very grateful, just to be in this position.
Nearly 20 years ago, Bankhead took a risk and founded her own company, EBS Security. And it's a risk that's paying off. Not only has she seen revenue grow to $3 million, but she's also been honored among her peers, recently named the Small Business Leader of 2022 by the Jax Chamber. Its success, she says, would not have been possible without faith, hard work, and help.
Having the DBE certification, it did open up a lot of doors.
The certification she's referring to is through the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program, or DBE. It's a federal program that helps give small and minority businesses more chances to apply to and compete for jobs as prime and subprime contractors. In Bankhead's case, it was the JTA that helped her apply for and earn her certification.
Throughout that process, the JTA office for procurement were awesome. They were very helpful.
And she says the JTA was with her every step of the way.
Once I got certified onto the DBE program, my name was put into a database of companies in Florida. So we started to get calls.
But it wasn't just calls. Bankhead and her company began earning new contracts and new jobs. That includes with JTA. In fact, if you visit the JRTC and other JTA properties, you're likely to see some of her officers.
You are exposed to different types of opportunities that sometimes smaller minority businesses are not able to access.
Yetunde Oyewole is a diversity and equity compliance manager with JTA. She says Bankhead's success proves that the DBE program not only works, but it also supports JTA's mission to improve its product.
I've experienced so many contracts, contractors, they come and go, and things like that. But for her to be acknowledged as Small Business Leader of the Year, it shows our work. It shows our consistency. It shows our determination, also to grow, to develop, evolve.
And while EBS Security is an example of JTA's DBE program in action, it is just one example. Oyewole says JTA has invested millions in small and minority businesses, over $15 million in this last fiscal year. It's all money that is no doubt creating new jobs and going right back into this community.
Most of those programs are geared toward businesses that are disadvantaged, that's in disadvantaged areas and small and just starting up. So getting those certifications, getting the DBE and the other certifications certainly opens up a whole nother level of doing business.
For Bankhead, that other level of doing business includes employing over 70 officers, with more than a dozen who are trained to patrol JTA's properties. Her advice to other small and minority businesses? Take advantage of opportunities presented in programs like DBE.
If a business is to the point where they're saying, wow, are we ready to scale up? Are we ready to go to another level? And my attitude is, why not? Keep going, do the best you can and just keep moving forward.
And as for JTA, leaders say they want to see Bankhead's success replicated, and now is the time to seek DBE certification.
To us here, the sky's the limit. If you're interested in developing your company and making your company bigger, making sure you have that competitive advantage, definitely JTA is the place to come, get certified as a DBE or as a small business with us. We'll be more than glad to help you navigate the process.
Reporting downtown, Vicky Gutierrez, JTA Making Moves.
If you would like more information on how to get your business certified through one of JTA's programs, log on to the website at jtafla.com and click on the Work with JTA link. Aundra Wallace is the newest member of the JTA Board of Directors. Wallace was nominated by Mayor Lenny Curry. Wallace is president of the JAX USA Partnership, the 7-county regional economic development division of the JAX Chamber. Board Chair Ari Jolly had this to say about Wallace's appointment to the board. She said, it's a pleasure to welcome Aundra to the JTA board during one of the most transformative times in our agency's history. Aundra cares deeply for the community and understands the important role safe, reliable, and sustainable public transportation has in making Jacksonville a better place to live, work, and play. Each year, JTA honors 4 individuals as Employees of the Year in areas of administration, transit operations, maintenance, and safety. These outstanding employees are considered the best at what they do and what they bring to the authority. JTA recently honored its 2021 recipients. The Driver of the Year is Anthony Hatton. In maintenance, the honor goes to Greg Pelzy. The Donald Chapman Safety Award winner is Angela Bean. And the Administrative Employee of the Year is Making Moves' own Jeffrey Leeser. All 4 winners were honored by the JTA Board of Directors, where they were presented with a gift in recognition of their achievement by Chairwoman Ari Jolly. Staying in your job for over 30 years is quite the accomplishment, and over the years, JTA has had many employees that have been with the company for 30, 40, or even more years. But here at Making Moves, we want to tell you about one particular employee who's been on the job now for 35 years, bus operator Ron Parson. But his length of service, while remarkable, is not why we're talking about him today. You see, in his 3.5 decades behind the wheel, Mr. Parson has driven over 1 million miles and has never had a single accident. We caught up with Parson to learn more about his amazing accomplishment.
Safety is everything. When these passengers board my bus, their lives in my hand. I'm always trying my best every day to keep them safe, to get them to their destinations. When you're out here operating a bus, you should give good customer service. Help your passengers as much as you can. Being polite, kind, courteous, answering their questions, doing whatever you can to help them out like you're supposed to.
Ronald's consistent effort towards quality customer service and safety was recognized several times in recent years. JTA Employee of the Month for September of 2019, Operator of the Year in 2019, and FPTA Operator of the Year in 2020.
Just interact with them, get to know them, they get to know me. And I look forward to seeing them every morning. You need to be a people person.
JTA driver is very curious, always gets me to where I need to go, and always asks me if I need help. Very patient when you get on the bus.
Some of them been riding with me over 15 years. They become friends. Yeah, they become friends.
Ron Parson has driven approximately 1,220,000 miles around Jacksonville without an accident. To put that in perspective, that's traveling over 48 times around the Earth or making 2 trips to the moon and back again.
That's a lot of miles. I wish I had $1 for every mile I've driven.
Chief Operating Officer Charles Frazier.
It's quite an accomplishment to have no accidents over an entire career is something to really be celebrated. Think about JTA's mission to provide safe, reliable, efficient, and sustainable transportation. The first word there is safe. It is such an amazing accomplishment. 1 million miles, no accidents.
He's my baby brother, and all of his passengers love him. He never missed a day. He's got very good work ethics. He got that from my father and my brother next to me. They've got very good work ethics. Never stayed off, never late. It's every day for him. They could really depend on him.
Stay focused. You may be able to work 35 or 40 years and be fortunate enough not to have an accident. I'm just blessed. And you know, I think, I know I'm a good driver, and I try to be safe as possible. But I know God got a hand in it.
When we come back, JTA says thanks to its operation team. And frontline workers get their cars washed. You won't believe who's doing the cleaning. Find out when we return.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Jacksonville is a slow pace here, a place where you can raise kids in a nice environment, quiet and slow pace, and there's a lot of activities for kids to do out here and adults. Southern hospitality is definitely a real thing here. It is common for passengers to get on the bus and say good morning to everyone, and everyone would say good morning back.
This is definitely a community service type of job. There's so many people that depend on JTA as their only mode of transportation, or even a more convenient mode of transportation. It makes you feel good knowing that I'm helping somebody each and every day.
Came to JTA actually looking for a better job, better pay. I had 3 daughters. I was basically a single mom. It had good benefits, good pay, flexible hours.
Driving is a passion of mine. I'm happy that I made the choice to become a JTA operator. Customer service is my thing, and I get to drive at the same time. That's right up my alley.
You're watching Making Moves, the most honored transportation news and information program of its kind in the country.
Welcome back to Making Moves. Each year, Jacksonville transit workers provide millions of trips to local residents all across the city. Those efforts became especially poignant during the past 2 years as our city faced off with the deadly coronavirus. JTA drivers and mechanics have been on the front lines, ensuring citizens were still able to get to work, to doctor's appointments, and other important destinations. So on March 18th, National Transit Workers Day, the JTA executive leadership team made sure the JTA's frontline workers knew their efforts were appreciated. You may recall a recent story we did here on Making Moves about the new bus washer being installed at JTA's Myrtle Avenue Operations Campus that uses reverse osmosis to filter out impediments, giving the buses a cleaner finish and making it easier for drivers to see out the windows. Well, we have another car wash story that is, well, not quite as sophisticated. In the continued effort to say thank you to our frontline workers who have braved the dangers of COVID for the past 2 years and helped keep JTA buses moving, transit operations leadership offered to wash their cars. We didn't believe it either, but we have actual video proof. For a few hours one April day, cars lined up to get cleaned by the boss.
We are at the Myrtle Operations Campus and we are hosting an employee car wash. At the end of the day, we want to provide customer service to our riders, but we believe that starts right here at home. And so we want to provide great customer service for our employees. Today, we are washing our employees' cars, bus operators, mechanics, customer service representatives, anybody that is serving the public, we want to serve them today.
Hey, how'd they do?
They did a good job.
All right.
Hey, thank you, JTA.
The real goal is to get into the nook and cranny. You got to get up under them. Just like the JTA, we get into the trenches. We figure out where the people need to go. This is what we do for our people at JTA.
So this is such a great collaboration of people. We've got directors, supervisors, managers, safety crew, mechanics. There's a whole group of people, everybody from the operations group. We have people from other parts of the organization out here. Mr. Ford, our CEO, is out here today lending a hand because he knows it's important to what we're doing. Yeah, there's lots of feedback. They can't believe that we're out here scrubbing vehicles, getting dirty, getting wet, but they also really appreciate it, and it's helping them see that we care.
Well, before we go, you may have noticed that correspondent Vicki Pierre has a new name. That's right, she got married. She's now Vicki Gutierrez, and of course we send along our congratulations to our friend and colleague on a long and joyous union. We're very happy for you. And that wraps up this edition of Making Moves. We thank you for joining us. Please tune in again soon as we continue to bring you the latest in transportation news, economic development, and all things JTA. If you want to watch any of our show again, we welcome you to check out our YouTube channel, and a direct link to our YouTube page is available at jtafla.com. Just look for the icon at the bottom of the page. For the entire Making Moves team, I'm Bill Milnes. Thanks for watching, and take care, everybody.